All right, everybody, welcome to Objects and Omens. This is going to be a tarot reading, and I'm going to channel your message based on a variety of factors, but beginning with an object or some kind of an omen that, of course, if you selected this reading, it resonates for you. All right? Holy Spirit, holy angels. Somebody loves the song Ave Maria. Ave Maria. Okay, so somebody could be an opera singer. Your name could be Maria. Maria Callas could be significant. I'm going to take it because this is a note, and it actually says lucky is underscored and unlucky. Okay, so you have the mountain. Obstacles in your way are your own doing. Be patient and remove them one by one. All right, so for someone in this reading, we're going to focus on the idea that any of your obstacles are easy to move out of the way because they're man-made. Okay, so there's something here that is not karma. It's not anything happening that isn't normal, real life. Okay, and I think we're going to start off with, I think we'll jump right into the tarot cards. And oops, I'm actually going to use the big one. Okay, so this is the Hanson Roberts Tarot, and there are multiple decks here so that we can see more people with the court cards, and we can see repeating signs. All right, this is going to be a little bit... Somebody feels chunky. Somebody's chunky. Somebody identifies with being chunky or feels like they got a little junk in their trunk. All right. Let's see. For those of you who identify with mountains, mountains being significant to you. Maybe you like to visit mountains. Maybe you just love the mountains, okay? Here's your tarot reading for the mountain people. I'm going to take a segment of them. I'm going to leave the rest over here. All right, Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, we have the King of Cups in reverse. Somebody could have been waiting for an apology. And yes, I'm considering your obstacle. Maybe the obstacle is that somebody can't get to you to make the apology, or they were just insincere. There was an offer here of some kind that was insincere. All right, that's what I'm feeling with that. Whoa. Okay. And the challenge is that somehow there were finances involved. A new beginning with finances didn't occur, or you could have even lost some kind of a new start to somebody who either made you a false offer. This doesn't have to be romantically. Mom, somebody's mother is significant here. Kitty hair could be significant. She's a little bit shy. I mean, she adores certain people that come to visit me. Like there's one in particular that she's just in love with, but other times where'd she go? I don't know where she is. She was right here. All right, so you could have lost money, or this could have been a job. It doesn't have to, again, be about romance. It could be about psychology. You know, it could just be in general where, you know, have you ever been scammed by a job offer? That kind of thing. Have you ever been scammed by a lover or somebody who was false and was just trying to take from you? That kind of thing. All right. Oh, boy. And we have the Empress that came out as a challenge. So I don't know, like you take this as it resonates for you, but somebody didn't see you as an Empress. Flip and switch the roles, because this could have easily been the Emperor, but I'm probably speaking to a woman because with this giant deck, we have every opportunity to see all kinds of people. Somebody was challenged to see you as the Empress because you know, this card as the foundation didn't show up in the reverse. It was sideways. Somebody was challenged. Somebody didn't want to accept that you are the Empress. Oh my gosh. And in the past, there was a fight or an argument, or there was competition. That's what it feels like. There was either competition for you or for your person. This is feeling like a love reading. Oh boy. We have lots of other interests other than just, you know, I know it depends. Like if you're very young, then of course romance is going to be a little more. Oh boy. Yeah. Love reading. Okay, so we've got a King of Cups in reverse, and remember the offer came in from a Knight of Cups here, and somehow this new beginning, this new reality doesn't have to be about finances. This could have been a new beginning, even just as a union. Two merging as one came in from somebody who could have been a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Doesn't have to be, just could have been a person who was manipulative, a love bomber in a way, just somebody who manipulated your emotions. This is the kind of manipulator that says everybody else is a manipulator, but they're the manipulator. All right. And so I'm obviously looking at the past and what happened here. Uh-huh. This could have been 6 years ago. It doesn't have to be. I mean, pentacles are years, but the number 6 is significant. So this is a situation where it wasn't fair. I mean, that is the easiest way to read that definition. It wasn't fair. It wasn't reciprocal. It took and it didn't give. All right. Let's see what's in the current environment. What was the environment at the time immediately for this poor Empress that was not seen? Maybe just somebody didn't see your value, didn't see your worth. And we have the Ace of Wands. So this was definitely supposed to be a new beginning. There was competition here. Somebody else could have been trying to compete for the same person, and you were unawares, okay? Because the Empress really isn't concerned about anybody that isn't in her responsibility. She's concerned with herself and her health and what's happening to her body, because it is the pregnancy card. Somebody here could have been pregnant at the time. All right, let's see. It's, the Empress isn't selfish unless she's in the reverse. Somebody could have been saying that you were doing things, 5 of Wands, actions, fighting words, competition that you weren't doing. Okay, and we have that Ace of Wands. So, and it could have been that as you were starting this new beginning, you were just very hopeful, excuse me, that everything was going to go well. And then something changed. We've got the 8 of Wands. Something changed very quickly. Something changed very quickly. Air travel could have been involved. You could have been flying. They could have been flying. Something changed very quickly. Or you moved too quickly. Oh, that's what it is. You moved very quickly. This Empress, whoever the Empress is, it could be your Empress, I don't know, moved too quickly to a new beginning. Could have even crossed an ocean. Well, this is land. Could have crossed the country to get to this new beginning, this bright new day. Somebody could be Japanese here. Yeah, there was something very quick. There was a very quick movement, too quick, very quick. It was like you were already up in the air or across the land, okay, as this was happening behind your back. All right. So something changed. You were mid-mango. Mangoes could be significant to you. Something changed very quickly. And it was, oh, okay. Yeah, I could see that. It changed before you even touched ground. You were definitely flying. Somebody was flying, or at least this could be a long distance relationship in terms of this 8 of Wands movement. All right. What are the hopes and fears and other quiet situations here? Somebody's stuck on the past. Doesn't feel like you, Empress, because you didn't come out in reverse. Or for the Empress, she's, ooh, yeah, there was here the fear of bad news. Again, another wand. Somebody already received some bad news, and granted it, like I don't see any other women here. This person that you were about to engage into a relationship with could have received some bad news. Mid-mango. Again, mangoes are significant. I want a mango. Maybe I should have a mango. 4 of Pentacles in reverse, and somebody released you. I think that do I think it was a plan the whole time? I almost think not, because, well, no, not gonna lie. Knight of Cups in reverse. This, in the very least, even if things didn't go as planned, from the beginning, you were dealing with somebody immature who was false. They were a false king. They were never a king, this Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Now that, again, take it as it resonates. You could be the Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. They could be the Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. She could be the Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. We don't know. All right. So for a summary for the past, and you went into some kind of very brief rest or relaxation, and we're like, boink, back up again from the Four of Pentacles in reverse, where somebody releases you very quickly, to the Four of Swords in reverse, where you're like, I'm not even going to think about this. I'm not dwelling on this. All right, I think I'm going to switch to another position. Got to try a new position, something that'll make it all right. Somebody loves Prince. Somebody loves a new position. Nothing wrong with that, with the one you love. Okay, so nothing wrong with that. Gotta try a new position. Oh, okay, so we're gonna, never mind. Okay, so maybe we're just like, I'm gonna take a new position and I'm just gonna do something different. But for the person that this happened to, they immediately were like, it's almost like as if their ass didn't touch a bed and they didn't stay in it for very long. Something about not resting, just getting right back up. Somebody releases you and suddenly you are just like, okay, and you didn't dwell on it. You didn't allow your mind to go into it. Ooh. Okay. This flew over here toward the Five of Wands. There was definitely some kind of an argument or something going on behind your back. And a Three of Wands in reverse that somebody could have. Look, if your person could be stopped from doing anything with you, or could be, let me take off my sweater here, manipulated in some way to change their mind after, like, literally, look at this card. I'm going to show it to you, but then this was a weak-ass bitch. This was a person who was not a man. And I'm assigning the genders that way because we definitely have an Empress, but we have a King of Wands and somebody could be a Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries. And we started off with the Knight of Cups in reverse. This was a pussy-ass bitch. I mean, I'm sorry, I got to put it that way, but that's the vernacular that I'm going to employ. Somebody's looking for a job. Because look, this person, if this would have been in the upright, this person already saw you coming in. Maybe you were on your way. Maybe you were on a boat, a plane, a train, but you were right there. You were right there. All this shit is going on. And with this money here, your person could have been offered money like, I don't know, this is like such a cuckold kind of thing. Your person could have been like offered something. It could have been money. It could have been a new beginning with somebody else. It could have been a bribe. Maybe they were going to say, hey, look, I don't know. We could easily say that somebody was told, like, if you do this, I'm going to do that. But I feel more that it was like, you really shouldn't do that. You should come with me and be with me. Like, if you went somewhere to be with this person, maybe you live near the mountains and you went far away. That's like a volcano. Maybe you went to Hawaii. Maybe like you were going far. I want you to know that this had nothing. You didn't do anything. There was nothing you could have done different. You could have had a tantrum. You could have not had a tantrum. You could have brought flowers. You could have brought sours. So it doesn't matter what it was. This was going to go this way from the beginning. To me, this is setup energy. Okay, so yeah, pussy. This is somebody who was like too weak to tell you what they were going to do. If they were going to change the plans or something was changing, or they didn't. Because again, I don't see anybody else here. Let's keep going. Okay, what was the challenge? Why did they change their mind so quickly about you? Because obviously you're an Empress, but they didn't see you that way. They challenged your Empress status in some way. Maybe they didn't like that you were already an Empress. Maybe you already had children. You were independent and didn't really need a man to do anything for you. I don't know. Like sometimes we have to break through those fears and patterns and old archaic belief systems. You got to be shitting me. Do you see why it's important to use multiple decks? Something about money. They wanted to hold on to money. Money was an issue. Something about the money. Something they didn't want to let go. All right. Continue, Spirit. Secrets. Right here. Something coming to light. Something being illuminated. something, they changed their mind, and money was an issue, but there were secrets that were going to be revealed. I don't know. If we don't see other people, then I don't know if I could say blackmail kind of energy. Yeah, there's another person. There's a King of Swords in reverse. So a man, believe it or not, involved himself, and this could have been an I almost said Aries again. I don't know why. Somebody is a freaking Aries in my energy for so long now. Okay, so we've got this King of Swords. So a Gemini, a Libra, or Aquarius. An air sign got involved. Could have, now, like if you're like, well, I don't think this guy was gay. I don't know. Are they gay? This could have been a gay past relationship that was going to say, if you go with her, if you do this with her, I'm going to expose you. The King of Swords is somebody using words, somebody using lies, somebody manipulative, somebody could be in law enforcement or knows somebody in law enforcement, just knows something, or is just simply an air sign. We could get all into it and say this could also be a surgeon or a dentist, okay? But we're not going to go that far. We got to stick to the collective. This person changed their mind about you and had something to do with money that they wanted to hang on to, because some secret that was already going to be known, that could have been known, was somehow influenced, or they were influenced by the King of Swords. All right, Holy Spirit, let's continue. They felt themselves trapped, or they didn't want to be trapped. It was more like they were in a prison of their mind. This part of the reading is now talking about them and why they did what they did to you, why this was planned. Somebody planned something here, but they felt trapped. But as you can see with the Eight of Swords, it wasn't a real trap. They're, look. Let's say somebody's got some compromise on you. Somebody's got compromising information on you, and they're like, if you don't do this or you do that, then I'm going to tell everybody this, or I'm going to show pictures of you or videos like that. What you need to say is, go for it, motherfucker, because then I've got a lawsuit for you. Or eventually you trace that shit. If this man was going to out the other man, or say if you go with this girl, maybe this King of Swords in reverse thought he had some kind of claim on you, and you're like, no, bitch, I'm already gone. It could be either way, but, we were talking about him and why he changed his mind, and definitely a King of Swords in reverse assisted in this and put your person in some kind of an impossible position, or they felt that it was an impossible position. And it ruined what would have been a beautiful relationship, a happy home, a home life with children, or, different ages and stages, obviously. But this would have been emotionally fulfilling, and whatever the King of Swords, flip and switch the roles. This could have been a Queen of Swords. This could have been a Libra, Aquarius, Gemini woman who did this. You, like I said, you take it as it resonates. I shouldn't have to tell you that, and so I won't. All right, but it was an air sign that interfered with the water sign, and whatever this offer was, like, the offer wasn't good. Somebody made a bad offer anyway. All right. And so what was the environment at that point that this was destroyed? Oh, shit. Okay, like it would have been in reverse, but I didn't flip it. I know some tarot readers, you'll see them flip the cards over. According to the old rules back in the day. Remember, I've been reading tarot cards since I was very, very young, so the way that I remember the rules, and just depends. You could do whatever you like. You should flip them over, but it flipped itself. You used your intuition. You knew somehow that something was wrong about this. You already did. And you said nothing, which matches with that going into the Four of Swords in reverse and saying, I'm not going to let this bother me. And then, so while you were intuiting that you already knew something was up from the moment that you set foot into that arena. Horses are significant? And it should have been this way. Okay, so the Eight of Cups, you knew, you walked away, you turned your back and said, I don't want this. You said, I'm not going to suffer this. I'm not going to put myself through this. I'm not going to let this affect me. I'm going to Four of Swords in reverse and Nine of Swords in reverse. You're one hell of a fucking alchemist. Let me tell you something. Because this is pretty heavy. Because like I said, Eight of Wands, you were already somewhere. It's Three of Wands. They could see you right there. Somebody saw you. Somebody can see you. All right, so you walked away because your intuition told you, and you said, I'm going to take a chance on starting over brand new. That's what you did. That's what you did. That's what happened. That's what you did. You made a choice, but they made a bad choice because this was their part of the reading as to why they did what they did. Somebody needed to make a decision and they made the wrong decision. A wrong decision, a poor decision was made about you because the reading is about you. Mountain person or oh gosh, you guys, look right now. Look right now. Do you see the same summary card? Do you see out of like, I think there's 4 decks there, the same exact card. And you saw me switch to a different position in that pile over there. If you can see past my arm. Do you see this? You hit the ground running. Lord have mercy. Do you see do you see this? Gosh, I'm going to switch again. Different position. Let's just choose a different position. Tell us I'm just going to do this. Tell us what's happening with that person from your past. We're not going to sit and dwell on it, but, because they really fucked up here. Wow. You might have not have been dealing with the brightest person. I hate to put it that way, but you were dealing with somebody very emotionally immature, very insincere. Somebody, I don't care if they're young or they're old. They could have just been living their whole life a lie. Uh-huh. Okay, so you're going to get news from them. They're going to try to reach out to you. They're going to try to take action toward you. Okay, this isn't the Knight of Wands, but it still is an action because this is very excited news. This person may want to talk to you like now. Nobody wants it. Okay, so what is the challenge? They want to tell you that they've healed. You could be dealing with an Aquarius. They want to tell you that they've healed. They want you to know, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I want to tell you that I've healed. I don't know if I can believe this. Can you? Woo, gosh, bless it. We'll take them. Okay, so they're nervous. They're afraid that you're far too guarded to listen to them. This is, please don't get triggered if you don't want to hear from this person because nobody says you have to hear about this person. You could move, you could hide, you could change your phone. And I don't mean by like hide. I mean like just literally obscure yourself so that they get the signal that if you're not putting it out there where you are, you don't want them to come near you. That's why. They could be feeling guarded. They could be feeling like the wounded warrior. They could feel like you're too guarded, even though they're like, hey, I'm going to tell you that I'm finally healed. God bless you, honey. We hope so. Okay, so they're going to say that in the past they did a lot of work. They did a lot of work on themselves. They want to tell you about money they may have accumulated, and it might just be that they've just done a lot of work to themselves with that star energy. They could say that they really did some introspection, they worked alone on themselves, that somebody could be a mason. I mean, we've got some tools there. Okay, so let's see. What else do they want to say? They want to tell you about their current position. It flew all the way over here to where both of the 4 of Swords in reverse are. Okay, they want to tell you, I'm like fighting this, I'm battling this, I'm fighting my demons, I'm keeping other people away because I escaped this situation that I was in. They want to tell you they want to keep everyone away and do what? What do you want to do with the 7 of Wands what do you want to do with the 7 of Wands? What are you fighting off? What are you so committed to fighting? What are you so happy about fighting? What do they want to communicate to you that they're so happy about communicating? They want to tell you that they're juggling? I don't know. They want to tell you that they feel balanced. They want to tell you that they've been able to put the past and the turmoil, ships are significant, the turmoil of the past, that they're now a Jedi Knight and they are balanced or trying to balance. The thing is, this person doesn't look very balanced. He's kind of like, I'm just going to be in denial and I'm going to play with my 2 pentacles and let things just loop on infinity. Okay, we're going to get some answers for you to see, like if they really are balanced or if they are juggling, or if they are juggling their priorities right now. Maybe they're like, I'm a work in progress or have been a work in progress. I am battling my demons. I'm not defensive about it. Okay, Holy Spirit, what is their current situation? Something and someone from the past. Okay, I'm cooling off here. Can't you tell I get hot flashes? They're delightful. All right. Okay, so Six of Cups in reverse. Bad memories from the past. Someone or something from the past is what they're battling? I don't know. Hang on. Six of Cups in reverse. Right on. They want you to forget the past? I don't know. We're going to have to keep looking at this. I'm confused. Okay, so what do you want? You want to say that you're juggling. You want to say that you're balanced or you're trying to get balanced. You're balancing. You want to say that you're very zen. They want to say that they're zen, that they're very balanced. But the thing is, they don't see what's coming up behind them. You know, this is always, to me, the tide is coming in. Something is going to catch up to them no matter what they do. And it's big, you know, like there's an imbalance that's inherent there. Somebody could have a chemical imbalance, you know. I feel really bad about that, but okay, Six of Cups in reverse. They don't want to remember the past. They want to let the past go. Okay, that's what it is. All right. Let's see. And what surrounds that wanting to let the past go? Because they are receiving karma. Because there's judgment that is not from this world. They're receiving some kind of karma. Some kind of karma is happening, or with the Two of Pentacles, it's coming and they know it. It's coming and they know it. What? Okay. Let me look at the time. We're good. Okay. Yeah. Eight of Swords again, but in reverse. They could have recently... Oh, I'm getting that work release feeling. They could be concerned that you're going to find out that they were actually under judgment, as in justice judgment, or they're concerned that you're going to find out what they escaped from, that you're going to find out they were in an Eight of Swords relationship with somebody else. I don't see the Hierophant, so I don't think they're married. But they want you to forget the past because they're under judgment. Their fear is the Eight of Swords reverse, or maybe they fear that you have let them go in your mind. Okay, we're going to have to keep going. All right, not yet. Okay, let's see. Yep. Page of Cups in reverse. They don't come bearing good news. I hate to tell you this. That's a Fish in a Cup. It's in reverse. This is news of an emotional nature. This is a surprise that is not pleasant. It is not welcome to you. For you. You don't feel like this is a good thing. Because remember, we started off with the Knight of Cups in reverse. This person, okay, I'm going to say it like this. If they're not mentally ill, they're well on their way. If they're not mentally ill, they're delusional. This person's mentally ill because the only thing else I could think of is that they are evil, you know, because why would anybody come back after doing something horrific to you, really like changing your life in a negative way? I mean, yeah, they're going to come in to lie to you. They're going to come in to lie. This is the sword of truth, and it's in the reverse. And you know it. All right. Let's give it, let's see, we're at 28 minutes. Let's give it, again, we'll switch. Let's just go down here. Okay. We're going to ask again and see if we can understand why is this person wanting to communicate with you anything at all, mountain person. Remember, obstacles in your way are your own doing. Be patient and remove them one by one. You need to remove this person every time they try to make contact with you. It's happened to me before when this has happened and a person in particular keeps trying to make an inroad. All I do is pivot and pretend I didn't see that. Pretend I didn't even know that happened. because that's how you retrain your brain, or else you'll start thinking about that again and questioning it. Now, we're questioning it here because this is for entertainment purposes and I'm a tarot reader. Okay. So, all right. What is it that they're trying to do, Holy Spirit? Uh huh. Four of Cups in reverse. They don't want to feel this way anymore. This is why. Or they no longer feel this sadness, this remorse, this apathy. Pine cones are significant to someone here. All right. Why? Four of Cups in reverse. Oh, okay. They're saying that they're happy or that you're their happy spot. Okay. Prove me wrong then. All right. They are saying they want to feel happy like you. They see you as happy. Uh-huh. What I tell you, here's the Justice card. The Justice card will only come out when an injustice has occurred. They want to make it right. Why do they want to make that right? Okay. Because they're spying, they're watching. They don't want to watch you from afar anymore. They don't want to look the other way. They have been watching you. I mean, I know that's creepy as hell, but you can't, as long as nobody comes near you, your privacy is only guaranteed where you have a reasonable expectation of privacy, and that's legal. All right, this person doesn't want to look away anymore. They were looking away for a while. They see you as the Queen of Wands. They see you as sunshine, the sun. They see you as active and creative and vivacious and full of energy and warm. You may have a kitty cat. You might have blonde hair. You don't have to even look like this card or be this. You don't have to be a fire sign. They, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, they just see you as somebody warm and exciting and nurturing and connected to the divine, powerful, independent. They think you're single. All right. Let's see in the near future. What is it? Why do they want to make this right? What are they trying to balance? What do they want to make right? They could feel your strength, but they want you to know that they have balanced their animalistic urges, their basic urges. And, she has the infinity loop over her head and he's got the infinity loop in his hands. And it's, maybe he's just maybe he's feeling himself, his inner child. Maybe he's done some inner child healing. You don't need a guru for that. You need to do some research online and think, okay? If you feel that you need professional help, you know what to do. They want to tell you that they want to be strong for you. They want to be there for you. They want to tend to you. This always gives me the lion with the thorn in the paw looking for help. They see you as strong. They want your strength. They like your strength. They see that you're very independent. I'm getting a lot of vibes here. There's a dead person around me. I don't know who it is. I don't think I have time to really look into that, but let's see, mountain person. You could be Caucasian from the Caucasus Mountains. It could just be mountains. Mountain will resonate with you. Soldier Mountain in Idaho. You could be also from Idaho. Maybe you're a soldier. Something surprising has happened in their life. Something has destroyed the fabric of everything that they know. The tower has come down. It's coming down. Okay. They want your strength. They need your strength. I don't see anything else nefarious here, or I'd tell you. All right, let's see. Oh, now I'm not going to take these because they flopped out. And wouldn't you know it, the same cards over here. Oh my fucking God. Sorry, man. Not sorry. It can't, Look it. Didn't we start off with the Five of Wands? Didn't we end up immediately with, where was it? The 10 of Cups in reverse, same positions. Do you see why it's important to use multiple decks? If if you can't afford them, don't just wait and do it like I did. I for many years, worked as a tarot reader back in the early days of YouTube and tarot readers. And as the decks stopped sliding so easily for me, I'd put them aside because all of my energy was in there. So just save your decks up. You don't even have to have the same deck. If they're all about the same size, then that'll work. Sometimes I've got, cards that are not even the same size, but look I'm going to set this aside. They want to tell you about the past and what led to the tower falling. Wow, somebody lost their crown. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. Somebody's name is Jack or Jill, or the initial J is highly significant. Double J, JJ could be significant. June or July could be significant. Now, this is kind of like this, but they want to have an outpouring. It was in the challenge position. They want to renew something with you. They want a new, fresh start with you. They want to get it out of the mud with you. All right, I'm telling you, if there's something negative, I will let you know. Remember, you're the fire horse. Look at that. And didn't we see this? Oh, God bless it. Did we see it in the same exact position? Yes, hon. Look. Same exact position. They want a new beginning with you. Use your intuition. Be very careful. Use your intuition. Keep yourself protected at all times. Sniff everything out. All right, so what is the outcome here? What do they wish for the outcome here? What do they want from this? What do they want? What do they expect? What do they hope to expect? I don't know. I feel like they're like hanging on like somebody eats shredded wheat. Okay, so sorry if I don't know. I don't have Tourette syndrome, it just happens. All right. All right, I've never done chemical drugs in my life. I don't have any affectations. Yes, I've taken prescription drugs before. I've never done any drugs in my life. I do not have Tourette's. It's just, if you know, you know. If you're psychic, you know. Okay, I don't know why that's important. Maybe I'm talking to somebody who's never done drugs in their life, and you don't want to never do that. All right, so what is it they hope for? Oh no. Knight of Wands in reverse. I'm going to have to call it this way because if you know anything about tarot, you're going to tell me. Oh, God, this person is still a player. Or they're at least still immature. Or they're just trying to have sex with you and they're having sex with other people. I don't know what this is. I don't like that. Okay, let's see. 9 of Pentacles for the summary. And you are alone. I have a feeling that, let's grab another little chunk and we're going to wrap this up, that you see through their bullshit. Actually, yeah. One more time, Holy Spirit. What do you think of all this? What are you going to do if and when they make this attempt, which it looks like they are? I don't know. This person is not right in the head. Let me get a few more because it's hard for me to... This person's not right. And it could just be that they're an immature fuck. Like they're just no good, not a man. Because a grown man doesn't behave like that, this is my opinion. I get to have it. What do you think of this whole thing? What are you going to do? Okay? Yeah. Your 5 of Swords are like, no, motherfucker, you're not coming in to do this again. You're not going to steal from me. You're not going to lie to me right to my fucking face. You're not going to put me through humiliation ritual. I am done with you. Woo! They're going to find you to be pretty serious. You are so serious. Almost. Ooh, there it is. Oops. Yep. You're going to say the challenge is I've already started a new beginning. Because remember, this is you speaking now. I've already started a new beginning elsewhere. In whatever way. You don't have to explain yourself. And where did we see that card before? Let's just look at it so you can see how cool it is. Oh, I don't remember now what position it's in. In fact, I'm going to just move those over here. All right, you're like, yeah, I've already started somewhere else. I'm moving this all away. Huh. You're not coming near me to bring your conflict, your competition, your fucking everybody else is going to start the same shit that they started before. Oh, you're hot. Yeah, you don't want this. All right, you're going to say no in every way. Oh, all right. And we have the Two of Cups in reverse. You're going to say, because we're not a good match. We are nothing alike. We don't understand each other. We're not equally yoked. We never will be. We don't believe in the same things, or at least even the same types of, like, there is no compatibility here, and you know it. And they're going to try to say, yeah, but like, we're so great together. Where are we great together? When you hurt my collective, where were you guys good together? Huh? Where? While they were struggling and going through whatever they did to have to stabilize themselves after you literally pulled the rug out from underneath my collective, you're going to try to tell my collective that you're compatible. Fuck you. Not going to happen. All right. Here we go. I get very animated because I can feel this. Yeah. Okay, so look at the card of the unknown. Okay, so, and the connects card, you're saying, no, you're not going to Nine of Swords me. You are not going to put me in the place. They want to put you in your place. This is some motherfucker, the type of person that wants to keep women down, the type of person that thinks he could tell women what to do, the type of person who was raised in an environment that was like full of swords or swords on the walls, or somebody's a fucking samurai and collects swords. You know, they want to hang them over you. They want to hang the threats over you. No, bitch. Not my collective. Try it. All right. And you're like, nope. This could be somebody that you were married to, or they were married and they're divorced, or you divorced them. There's something here about a no. No from the divine. No to the pretty Catholic wedding. None of this is going to happen. No. You're like, hell no. Because, because you're saying, because you're a bad choice and I already made my decision. We saw that card come out in the outcome. And this is the first time the Hierophant has come out. You're like, I made my decision, even if you don't like the decision. But I did make my decision that we are not compatible. I'm not going to be pulled into your petty bullshit, your petty competition, your jealousy, your rage. I've made a new beginning. You're not putting me into the Nine of Swords. And if you go back with this person, this is what you could look forward to. Because you're saying, I am in my wheel of fortune. The wheel has turned for me. I am now at the top of my game. I am now looking forward to everything that comes with things changing for me. And you're not about to come in and wreck it for me. They're going to try to put you back into your place, or into a place, or take you to a place. But whatever it is, they're trying to stop your wheel from turning. They're trying to stop your progress from happening. I don't like your ex at all. Okay, so look at, you're like, your fear is that this isn't over. Honey, I'm going to turn it over for you right here. It's over. It is over. I don't care what they think. You shouldn't even care what they think. Okay, it's interesting. It's morbid curiosity. Fine. Bottom of the deck, because you've done the 10 of Wands. You've done all the hard work, and you know in the tarot that the 10 of Wands means that you are right there. You're at the end. It's over. Okay, you have created the end here. What's the outcome for you when you reject this offer? Because I see you rejecting it and they know it. I don't know. This is a person wanting, you're going to fucking celebrate. Some of you will be celebrating a pregnancy or somebody's pregnancy. Or there's a pregnancy in your family. Some of you will just be hanging out with your besties and having a celebration. Some of you are going to be engaged. Okay. Or you already are. And you're like, I'm not even going to tell you that I'm marrying somebody else. You know, you might be keeping everything very, very quiet. There's a lot of quiet energy on your side. Look at, this is the indecision that they would like to bring toward you. That's why you need to say no. Going to get 3 cards, past, present, and kind of future. In the past, you have been given the 9 of Cups. You are, or you were, the wish fulfillment. In the present, you have become so strong. Here we see her again. You are so strong. You are so strong. You don't need to prove anything to anybody. And look at what's coming for those of you that don't see it yet. For those of you that don't see it yet, look what's coming. All right, what's coming in the future? What is coming up here in the near future for you? Yeah, you're coming out. I'm coming out. Da, 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 da. You're going dancing. All right, so let's get a few different omens for you. So you see what the situation here. Mountain obstacles. Somebody's trying to come in to bring you some man-made obstacles. And they're trying to do this, and you're going to have to remove them every time they place an obstacle, whether you see it or not. Just remember, it's not karma. This is man-made shit. This is this motherfucker right here trying to do this. He could even look like this. He could have blonde hair, blue eyes, doesn't matter, or just be very fair. It doesn't have to be. Just ignore that part of it. All right? They are the mountain. They are the obstacle. But you have to remember that with God, God can move a mountain. It's just any nuisance crap that comes in. All right, we're going to get names real quick because I'm at 45 minutes. All right, so we're going to get some names of significance. These names are just for resonance, okay? They either resonate or they don't. Rasmussen is significant. And these cards don't shuffle the way that you'd expect, so sometimes I just take them from different positions. Again, gotta try a new position. All right. Something that'll make it all right. Somebody's name is Bridget. We've got Donovan. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and we've got the Chong. Somebody's ears clashing all over them. And okay, that's their problem. Their feng shui, not ours. Stratton. Somebody's name is Visalis. Let's shuffle them up again. I just grabbed a little chunk of them to do this. Somebody feels like a little chunk. Maybe you've got a little one, a little kid who's a little chunk, and isn't that funny? Something's being blown up as we speak. You know, you don't have to feel, and you don't have to even waste your time feeling sorry for this person, what they've done to their life, because I want you to remember this. They didn't feel sorry for you when they did it to you. They absolutely didn't care that they had destroyed your life or were about to. They absolutely didn't care that they left you penniless and, for some of you, in the middle of nowhere, flying to a state or a country or a location that you had no contacts in. And you know that was planned. The whole thing just feels very planned. I mean, I can go into eyed wide shut and say that this was a humiliation ritual for some kind of initiation, you know, gone wrong. You know, this person is, you know, like I said, a weak bitch. This is just weak all over the place. And now that they see your value and they, you know, are you number 2, honey? No, you're not. You're number 1. Somebody either chooses you first or they don't choose you at all. You always have to remember that about yourself. You have to know your self-worth or else you won't command it. Somebody's name is Ray. Somebody's name could be Raydon. I'm going to Raydon Chong. Get a few more names here and see if I channel the rest. Somebody's name is Jill. I mean, literally, there's somebody named Jillian. All right, so we've got Fallon, Nancy, Ty, Spires, Edith. Anybody else here? Holy Spirit, anything else? Oh, I love Jesus so much. I'm talking to somebody who just adores. I love Jesus. I don't care if nobody understands my relationship with Jesus. I love him so much that, you know, anybody who could bring in their negativity and say, you don't love Jesus? Yes, I do. And that's how you know that somebody's not right with Jesus, when they question your relationship with Jesus, okay? What do you want me to say? Only you concern yourself with your relationship with Jesus. We're going to take this one. Well, okay, so somebody's name is Doyle. Raylene is significant. Meadowwood. Luanda. We've got Arshit. We've got Allison. We've got McCullough. Marliese, spelled like that. I channel them that way, so they're spelled that way for a reason. Eli. Galziel. The name Lorne is significant. The name Lyons is significant. The name Anna is significant. All right, nothing. Oh, these fell, so we're going to keep them. Somebody's a falling star. Their star fell. Rolando and Gina. All right, I think that we've got everything there. This reading for the mountain people. I hope that this helps, and we'll be moving on to another object and omen in just a moment. Love you guys. Take care.